Hi everybody, welcome back. I've got a lot to talk about in a very short time. I want to keep this video as short as possible so we can all get back to our summer. But I'm pretty excited about a few things. I've been thinking about these topics for several weeks now. If you're new to the channel, you may not know that my wife and I just finished pouring our foundation. It took over 10 months of planning and actual work to do a split level foundation here on this steep mountain slope. And I guess it took 7 months from actual first pour to last pour. So it was a long endeavor. Anyway, we've done that. And we are getting ready to start the next phase, which is so exciting for me. I started the channel 4 years ago with the intent of tracking my house build on the mountain here in Japan. And 3 years ago, I was still well on the way to doing that, and I needed to practice my house building skills because I'm not a house builder. So 3 years ago, I started building a timber frame tiny house, all with the goal of building my own house on this new freshly poured concrete foundation. So as you can imagine, that's one of the upcoming projects. The biggest upcoming project is building my timber frame house. And I want to share just a little bit about what that means. From the split level foundation in brown, you can see how the wooden structure sits atop it. So this is about an 1,100 square foot house, as I said, a split level, but it's technically 2 stories. Let me show you the floor plan or the usage of this building so you'll understand a little bit better how it's going to come about. In the southwest corner, we have the entryway, and then across a hallway, we have our office. The center of the first floor is a stairway up to the second floor, and on the farther eastmost corner is the living room. On the second floor, we have our bath toilet leading to our dining room in the center, leading to our kitchen and pantry on the east wall. What you don't see in this drawing is the master bedroom and the second bedroom. The master bedroom sits up above the entryway and the office, and the second bedroom will sit above the living room. Building this structure is a different building technique entirely, this timber framing, and it's using a lot bigger timbers. Let's strip away part of this structure so you can understand how the first part, the most important part, begins to take place. We have what are called bents. We have 4 bents in this particular timber frame, and you can see them here. Bent 1, 2, 3, and 4, each of them has to be built separately, and then they have to be raised in sequence onto the foundation to create the beginnings of the building. They are brought together with horizontal members called girts, and what you have once you assemble them all together is this square-like structure. And believe it or not, this should all happen in the space of an 8-hour day. We will start in the morning with nothing on that split level foundation, and we will end at the end of that same day with what you're looking at here. The next part of the build, which will happen on the next day, is the roof portion. And you can see there's a number of posts and beams that make up the roof. And we'll probably put this together also within a single day. So we could have something looking like this. And then right after we get the posts and beams, the purple posts and beams up, then we have the rafters. And this will be a huge milestone, getting those rafters on. It will be the end of the form of the house. And actually, this will be the point of our first building inspection by the local authorities. So something to look forward to. Now, if you're not new to the channel, if you've been watching these videos, you know that it takes me a long time to do something. And that's mainly because I only work up here on the mountain on the weekends. My wife and I both have our day jobs, and Monday to Friday we're at the desks doing our day job. So it takes me a long time to do things. That's about to change. So in order to start building the house, I've of course got to put my order in for the lumber, but then I've got to get the lumber up here. And if you haven't seen me using my mountain escalator, there's a whole series of videos on that as well. But I'm going to be using the escalator to get most of the wood up here. But some of the wood is 6 meters long. Huge, and 6 inches square, 6 by 6 by 6. So I've got to get it up the mountain, up here to the site. And if you recall a recent video where I crashed out my escalator, because I was trying to bring up 6 meter lengths of rebar, you will know that I've got to tweak things over on the mountain escalator in order to get my wood up here. So that's a project. Got to get that figured out. Got to get the wood up here onto site. Another thing I have to do to prepare for the building is to create a flat surface. I've got to have a flat surface about 5 meters by 6 meters in area in order to build my bents. So I don't have any place on the mountain that is 5 meters by 6 meters flat area. So I've got to make one. And my intention is on this front of house slab that I'm sitting on, we poured this, just 2 weeks ago. I'm going to erect, actually, in the end, this was poured to be a base for storage under my deck. My deck's going to be sitting up here above me. In order to get this big flat working area, I've decided I'm going to combine this space in front of the house and my first floor slab. Okay, so I'm going to build a temporary deck, probably out of galvanized pipe, like scaffolding. I'm going to build a big scaffold here in front of the house, and I'll surface it with something, plywood or something, so that from the back of the first floor slab to the end of the deck will all be one level surface. It'll be about 6-7 meters wide, and it'll be about 6 or 7 meters that way, wide again. And that will be my main working area for creating these bents with these 6 meter long pieces of lumber. So that's a project. That shouldn't take too long, but knowing me, it could take a whole week of actual work. How am I going to achieve that in a short amount of time? Okay, so we've got the house project coming up. We've got the logistics of getting the lumber up to the house project coming up. We've got the scaffolding / temporary deck / wide flat work surface project coming up. And then, and this was kind of negotiated with my pump guys, my concrete pump crew, who I've used now 4 times in the past 7 months. They left all their gear here with the expectation that within 6 months, I'm going to call them and we're going to pour the driveway and the road together. So let's talk about the time frame. It is now middle of July, almost end of July. And I am taking August off. Amy and I are going to go back to Canada and visit my family, have a great 3-week camping vacation. So we're going to be back here beginning of September, and we're going to get a delivery of wood. My goal is to have the main structure of the house by New Year's Day 2025. So September, October, November, December, 4 months only. If you're a regular viewer, you know I work slow. You also know that I work a day job. Well, here's the biggest change in my life. And Amy and I are both really excited about it. Me, probably a little bit more than her. I quit my job.
I have never been more confident about a decision in my life.
I agree. I think it's superb.
And I'm gonna just focus on building my house. And that means no more paycheck. When I started this project 4 years ago, I was planning on quitting my job right about this time. But actually, I fully expected to have the house and all of its expenses finished, wrapped up with a paycheck, right? So that once the house was built, I could quit and just live, just live. So that is the biggest news. I'm quitting my job, no more paycheck, but what that means is I've got 7 days a week free to focus on my building activities. And that is so exciting for me. I hope I can deliver the goods for you as well. So please join me. If you've liked the videos so far, please share a couple of them and let other people know. It's a small channel. This has been a small channel for a long time, but I've got a really devoted, it seems, and sincere core group of viewers, which make these videos worth it. I really appreciate everybody's comments and interaction. You guys really do keep me going. We're a very, very small group, but hopefully someday that will change. And so if you like what you see, please share the video and let others see it as well. And to that end, let's wrap it up. Let's kick off July, go to the beach, relax, go to Canada, do some camping, have a few brewskis, and enjoy the summer. Thanks, everybody. See you in September.